wherever you are doing. Hope that you're fine. Alright, so in today's video, we're gonna see and introduce you to the Etabs basics, the features, the elements, the tools that we can use, and how to get familiar with Etabs. So let us start. This is Etabs 21 versions that I'm using. So after opening it, it will pop to you this interface. So in this interface, you have the options you have if you want to open a new model, an existing model, or a recent model that you worked on. So open existing models, that mean a model that is already in your file. You just click on it and then you navigate on your file and you choose it. But for us, we're gonna choose a new model to start our work. Then it will open to you this table, model initializations. For model initialization, you have three options. Use step, use the default setting. That means the settings that you use it to work on it regularly. So Etabs system will consider it as user default setting and it will keep it as you can see here. Then we have use setting from a model file. If you have a model that is already in your file, you can choose this one and then select it from your file and then it will open to you and use it. And the last one, use built-in setting with. That means you're gonna customize or build the settings that you want to work on it according to your preferences. Suppose that we have display unit. You have to choose the unit systems that you want to work on, metric US customary or metric MQS. So it's all your up to you. But I'm gonna keep it or metric SI as it is my preferred one because we use meter, centimeter, and other things. The region depends on your choice. You have to choose the region. Is it Australian region, Canada, China, Europe, Italy, Korean, Spain, United States, Vietnam, or wherever you want. I will keep it as Indians. It doesn't matter, it depends on your choice, the region. And then we have still section database, we have still design code and still concrete. Still section database, that means the database from which you're gonna consider to design your stills. We have AISC, the American database, we have Metal, we have Australian, British, Chinese, we have European, Indian, and all Russian, and all the remaining. It's up to you how to choose which database you're going to use for your steel. Same thing for codes for design steel and for concrete steel. You have to specify the code that you are going to use. Is it American, British, European, Indian, Italian, or what? Singaporean or but me for me I will keep it as it is, as this is my preferred one that I use it to work on it. So let us move after that to this new model quick template. It helps you to specify or choose templates or makes the template the type of template that you want to work on, the grids, the height of stories. Yeah, you will define it from here. So as I choose SI matrix, you see now our units are in meter directly. But if you choose the other one, it will be they will be in feet. Yes. So for this one, uniform grid spacing, that means if you put the distance for the spacing between grids on x-axis, it will be uniform from A to B to B, from B to C, all the distance will be 4, 4, 4. Same thing for y-axis. And spacing for the number of grids, if you choose to have 4 grids on x-axis, if you put it here, there will be 4 grids. That means A, B, C, D. Same thing on the y-axis, there will be 4 if you choose 4. But anytime you can change it from 4 to 5 or uh, any other number. It depends on your choice and preferences, as well as the spacing. You can change it here from 3, 8, or 4. It depends on your preferences. All right, and for this, it helps you to specify the number of stories that you're going to use for your structural design, the height of each story, this one. As it is in default 3, I'm gonna keep it 3, but you can change it anytime. Bottom height story. So you see guys, in Etabs, contrary to quarter structure, Etabs considers the bottom story or the the base as a story, contrary to the Etabs. The like the footing part, the base part is not considered. It is a side part or different part from the story, but you can just adjust it later. So if you put here four number of stories, that means one will be the base and the three will be on the top. On again, the three you will have ground floor and two will be on the first story and the second story. So something like that. You have to understand this one. And then the bottom story height you have to specify depending on your project structure and the soil, the type of the soil. So you have to specify the bottom story, the base or the footing height. So suppose that we choose 2 meter for our footing or the base, something like that. And coming to this customary grid spacing, that means you're gonna customize your grid according to your drawing, your design, or drawing that is given by an architect. So click here, and then once you click here, you can give your grid a name. Is it a grid one or it depends on your project. I'm gonna keep it as grid A, grid one. So display grid data as ordinate. That means the data or the grid spacing will be displayed consecutively by adding the first value to every step or every distance of the grid. You see, from A to B is 3. You see, the grid A is considered as 0 as reference. Grid B from A is 3 meter, but from the grid B, I mean to grade C is 6 meter, and then from grade C to grade 9 to grade D is 9 meter, and so it's like that. From like they consider the grade A as reference. From A to B is 3 meter, from A to C is 6 meter, from A to D is 9, from A to C uh, to E is 12, and so it's like that. So it depends on your choice. You have to give, but if you want to add the exact data that is given to you by structural or architectural uh, drawing, you choose this grid, display grid as spacing, and then you insert the data properly as you want. So you can put it like the distance from A to B might be 3, but from B to C might be 4, and from D E to F might be 7, or it depends. So it helps you to insert the data conveniently without having any ambiguity according to your drawing. Same thing on the y-axis. You can choose to make the distance from grade 1 to grade 2 to be 3 or 4. It depends on your choices. In this one, bubble size, it will help you to adjust the bubble size according to your uh, convenient view. If you want to make it bigger, you can increase the value. If you want it to make it a little bit small, so you can reduce the value. You see here I put 1000, and then let us see the bubble size has decreased. And then for this one, you change the color. You change the color to the color that you want it. You found it good on your eyes, on your view, and then you continue. Suppose that we choose this one. Okay, it's black. And we have reference point and reference plans. Reference plan means you are going to add a plan in your elevation, structural elevation. So a reference point that you refer to is, so you click add, and then you add the height that you want. Suppose that I put 3.5. It will be in between story 1 and story 2. You see, and then yeah, yes, it's visible. You see, and then you will give an ID. You can put refer as a reference or any types of name, any name. But for us, I'm not gonna give it. I'm not gonna consider. Same thing for the point. You are going to add a reference point in your elevation so that you can refer to it during your design. But this is not our case for now. Maybe you will choose it later, when, according to your work. So now let us get back to this one, and then let us explain to use this a bit. Same thing or almost same thing with this one, with the first one, customizable. For this one, you're going to customize the story height. We're going to customize according to your will. You see, here we have the story to three. The height is 3. You can put it 4, and the 3 might be like 3.5. It depends on your choice. You can customize it evenly, properly as you want. There is no ambiguity. But if you choose ordinate, the height will be ordinate. The same height will be from the top to the bottom. So, and you can even give names to this different type of stories. You can change it story 3 to like level 1, and or any other names that you want it. So it's just a matter of being the engineer, or being the as a designer by yourself. So as an engineer, you have to do the work by yourself and to know what is the best way, the convenient way that suits you. So the downside, add structural objects. This is are the objects that are already built, or they came with Etabs. So to facilitate you the work, and you no longer need to redesign again. Suppose that you want to design a slab on your structure. You can just come here and click the type of the slab that is suit your project, and then you select it. Suppose that flat slab with perimeter beams. When you click on it, that means your structure directly have the slab, and then perimeters beams will be drawn on its perimeter. So for this one, you just have to insert the data of the slab, the beams, and all of the work that you want to make it. Yes, same thing with almost the remaining things. But for us, our work will be focused on the grid, as it is the most common uh, types of structural objects that we engineers use to work. Yeah, and then it is because it is flexible also. Yeah, you can adjust it anytime you want, as you want it. And for when you choose blank, that means we usually, or people mostly use it for when they want to analyze or design and analyze a single structural element like beam, column, or slab. You want to analyze it, you choose blank, and then there will be no grid or anything. You just draw your structural element, and then you analyze it simply like that. So for us now, let us continue with this one. All right, let us click on OK, and then it will display to you. Yeah, this is your display area. Etabs display area. So you see, guys, this is the number of grids that we choose. 1, 2, 3, 4. We choose to have 4 grids on the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the x-axis, 4. And then this is the distance that we choose between the different grids. We have 6. Grid 1 to 2, we said the distance will be 6. As it is uniform, you see the distance for between them is 6, as well as 4 on the x-axis. All right, and this is the plan view area, and this is the 3D view area. It will help you to see the structure, to model the structure on 2D or plan view, and same time you see it on the 3D, and you are able to design on 3D as well as on 2D. There is no ambiguity between moving or working on the two sides. Okay, so let us start with what we can see. This is this bar, the top bar. As any other structural software, Etabs does not make the exception to have the file option, the edit option, view option, define option, and yeah, other things. So It depends on the type of the structures that you use, but the options might differ. But for this one, for Etabs 21, these are the options that or the features that we can find. So you see, when you click edits, it will give you the option. It will display you all the parameters that you can find on it and to work. You have replicated, interactive, edits, stories and grid. We have view, elevation, 3D, and all the remaining display options, drawing, define. And define, we have assign and analyze features, design features. Those are the most or the key features of this software, particularly for designing and analysis, because these are the key features of it. We use them a lot during our modeling. So for define, it gives you the parameters of defining material properties, section properties, spring properties, their forms, and all the remaining all the things. For drawing, it gives you the parameters or shows you the parameter of drawing the different things. Same thing with select. It will give you uh, the opportunity to select from here. Select Windows, select or yeah, assign. For assign, it will help you to assign loads, uh, different uh, different activities or different what can I say to your structure, to assign to your structure different loads or forces and analyze. So after finishing as defining and modeling your structure and assigning load to it, you have now to analyze it. So check model, then after checking model, you have to come to run analysis and all of the things. There are many options. You will get along with them once you start designing on when you're designing and by also learning a lot. So engineering or software engineering, there's to master them you have to be a self learner and curious sometimes. Yeah. And so these ones are just the shortcuts of the features or parameters that we can find inside the main features. So suppose that 3D plan view elevation, when we say display, we come to display feature or like view, we come to view, we find them already here. So it is just facilitated as well as for moving or other things. All right. Suppose like we click this one. This is for display and edit. You see, the edit, story, grid, and other things. But we can find it even here by coming to edit, and then you see. So it's just shortcuts of what we can find inside all the features. Okay, this side is about the tools that we use for design. Let me start with the first one. This the cursor or the select object option. It will help you to work. It's like our hands inside this software. It will help you to select, to deselect, to move, and do all the work inside this software. So this one is for reshaping the object. Maybe your object is unshaped or disturbed. You can click on the different joint and then make the shape. These are for drawing beams and columns. This one is used to draw by connecting different joints, but the second one is just use it to draw by putting it between two joints. Okay, let me explain it to you by drawing. But before that, let me come to this the downward side. You see, one this one you click, it shows you three options. One is story, all stories, similar stories. If you choose one story and you draw or model your structure, it will be only on one story, the story which you are working on. But if you choose all, you draw or model on one story, but the work will be done on all the remaining stories. But if you choose similar stories, the bottom story or the base story will be excluded. Your work will be done only on the top or remaining stories. So for us, let us choose all stories. And now choose this beam type of beam. As I told you, to draw it, you have to select from one joint to another joint. Then you see, that is it. Now we draw it from one joint to another joint, and the work is done from top to the bottom side. Okay, same thing here, same thing. You see, we are drawing here, but the work is doing is being done on all the remaining stones. All right, and also you can choose this one. This one you just put it between two joints, and the work will be done. You see. Mhm. There is no need to connect between two joints. Same things. So easy peasy. All right. Coming to this one, this is used for columns. This is used for column. If you want to draw columns, you just select this one, and then you come and you put your column. Put it here, here, or another way to facilitate. If your columns are all uniform, you just select like that, and columns will be added to different joints. No need for, and then you can change the property of the column. Now you can see it's like steel column. You can change it for by clicking on property, and then you change it to this one. You see. But first, let me you and to do undo the work that you did, you just click here, and the work will be undone. You see. All right. And then you click here, you change the column property, and then you see you come, you select and you put. Now you see the property of the column has changed. The shape of the columns also has changed. All right. Coming to this one, these are secondary beams. Secondary beams are usually added when the span is greater than 3. The distance between two supports is greater than 3. So we are supposed to add secondary beams. And here we can change the number of beams, secondary beams. We choose if we want to add 1, 2, or 3. It depends. But it is in default, they are 3. You see, and they are in Y axis. That's why when we put here, they're showing like that. You see. But let me not put it because the distance, let us suppose that the distance, our distance here is 4 meters. Yeah, it is true that greater than 3, but we do not need secondary waves to be 3. Let us suppose to be 1, and then we add and Y axis. So 1, 1, and 1, and the work is done all the axis, Y axis, from top to the bottom. Okay. And also let us suppose we want to add on the x-axis and to be instead of 1 2. All right, you see it will be like that. This will be on the x-axis. So it's like that. It's just a matter of getting familiar with the work. And this one for adding braces, you see, brace. If your slab is weak or the span of your slab is large, you need sometimes to add braces to support your slab. So it is on x-axis bracing. You see, that is the work, how it's work. Mhm. You see the work. It's like that, simple and easy. So we come to these types. This we have for drawing slabs, and this is also for drawing slab. But this one is similar to the first type of drawing beams. You have to draw the slab. You have to connect the different joints from joint to joint to make the slab. But the second one, you just have to connect two joints, and then your slab will be drawn. So let us select this one, and then come here, 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 and then here. You see we have already drawn, we got the slab. And but if you choose the second one, you just have to connect two joints, and then the slab is already drawn. So this is the easiest way to draw it. No need for connecting or wasting your time to connect from joints to joints. But we usually use the first one when we have an uniform shape. So but for uniform shape we usually use this one to connect. And same thing, this one is for drawing walls, floors on 2 and 3Ds, as I told you. Now I'm just working on 2Ds. You can work on 3Ds also by drawing this. There is no ambiguity. You find the easiest way to work on it. And so, same thing for you have this draw design strips option. It will help you to draw strips on your structure, particularly when you draw the walls, guys. So, um, okay, let me explain to you another thing. All right, suppose that now you select first. You select these beams. You want to divide it. You come here to this one, yeah, divide frame, and then you select the option how many times you want to select it. Just two. You want to divide it into two. So you click apply, and then your frame or your beam will be divided into two. You see, it's divided into two, and there's a joint between. Sorry for that. But if you want to reconnect it, select the two, and then click on this one, joint frame. You cancel. You select on this one, and then joint frame. So your frame will be join it again to one. And this one, you see, for exchanging the position, changing the position, guys, of the different side of the frames. But you can just return it as it is. Sorry for that, guys. All right. So this literally shows you the different connection of your frames and the different connection of your structure. All right. There is no need for worrying. And then what else I want to explain to you? All right. Mm, this one, this will help you to pan, to move, to adjust your structure or your design onto the, and this is for zooming in, zooming out. This is for running the analysis, and this is this log. This log, when it opens, that means you have the ability to add, to assign loads, to modify your structure anytime and anyhow you want. But once it's locked, that means you have already run the analysis, you cannot. But if you want to unlock it, that means the analysis that you already run it will be deleted or not considered. You have to adjust it again. Yeah. And then this one for moving up and moving down from top story to the bottom story. So suppose that now we move it to story 3, we're moving to story 2, but if you want to return top, you can use this one and this one. There is no need again to go to plan view and then select story 1, story 2. No. And then this classes helps you to change your perspective of view. So suppose that now we are in this 2D. We click this, you see the perspective view has changed. We are now seeing it from the bottom instead of from the top. Now it comes to return to its initial position. And this one is used to rotate our structure to see it on the different side on our 3D. Alright. And let me show you the one. Okay, and this one has a different frame. Do you have steel frame, we have for concrete frame, we have all the remaining frame, slab frame, that we can use them in our structure. We no longer need to again to go to define or assign and then come to frame and then select frames. See, they are just the shortcuts of what is inside the feature. So literally, this is how we can use it. Okay, and these are the loads for assigning loads, and yeah, uniform or ununiform, uniformly distributed load or UVL. And these which are in dark, that means you are going to be able to access them when you run your analysis. They will help you to uh, to analyze your structure, to see the different shape of your structure, the different result of your analysis. So it's somehow like that. You will understand it much better by doing the work. So coming to this one, let us select this one, and then this helps you to replicate your frame. And suppose that I want to replicate my friends ones on the axis, so I put 4 on at a distance of 3, suppose. So when you click apply, okay, the frame is already replicated at a distance of 3 meter. You see, guys. All right. So it's just a matter of understanding. Suppose that I select this one again, or this one. Let me say what exclude shell. No, this is used for shell usually. Um, Joint frame you want to do. So sorry for that, guys. Sorry for you want to add joints. You move to the bottom, bottom story base. You see. So we are now in the base. You select it, and then you want to add the joints. Once you select, and you have to make sure that you select only one story, not all story. Okay, one story. Exactly. Once you select it, it will be only on the bottom story. Then you can assign the supports to your joints as you want it. So you suppose that you want to add the fixed support. So here you click here and then okay, and then our joints already support are already assigned. You see the support has changed. Before it was not like that. Before it was some another shade. You see before this was a roller or paint support. You see, but when we change it to fixed support, it has changed the form. So that is it. Uh, so in gross modo, in somehow, in generality, I would say that we have reached to the end of this tutorial introduction to Etabs, basics, features, and elements. So if you find this one helpful and you got something from it, or there's something else that you want to understand to ask, you have concern, don't hesitate to share your ideas with us down on the comments. And if you find it interesting, don't hesitate even to give us a thumbs up. But if you want to continue to get updates from these channels, don't forget to subscribe to our channels. So I thank you for your patience for being with us in this channel, in this tutorial, and then we hope to see you on the next on one of our next videos. So thank you. Have a nice time.